The family of a man who was shot and killed by Chicago police, they are demanding answers. We are going to speak to their attorney right here on set about what they want from the Chicago Police Department.
Well, you know, 1 week ago, Chicago police shot and killed 24-year-old Maurice Granton, Jr. following what CPD describes as an armed encounter during a narcotics investigation. But this morning, there are still questions left unanswered. The investigation showed that Granton was shot in the back, and there are some conflicting reports as to whether or not he was armed.
We're going to try to get to the bottom of it as the family demanding answers from CPD. Here to discuss their efforts is attorney Antonio Romanucci from the law firm Romanucci and Blandin. Thank you for joining us this morning. So first of all, what exactly is the family asking for from police?
Well, good morning, Anita and Rafer. What we want are the body cam footage. We want any other video footage that's out there. What we do know is that the Chicago police voluntarily released on Twitter photos of the gun and other video of Maurice Granton, but won't release the actual body cam footage showing the shooting. That's what we want. We want it now.
What is the time frame that COPA has to look at this video and determine it? And what are you hoping that you might be able to see a different kind of viewpoint here from the actual incident when it happened?
Well, what we know right now is that CPD and COPA are enforcing its rules with regard to releasing the video. And that's to the public. The family is asking to see the video. The family wants answers for themselves as to Maurice. So what we're asking for is to see the video. The public has a different viewpoint.
So COPA has 60 days essentially to release the video to the public, but you're saying, are there rules in place for when a victim's family can see the video?
You are correct. COPA has 60 days, but at this point, I think the CPD has waived its 60-day rule by releasing photos of the gun at the scene, supposedly, and also of Maurice Granton before the shooting. If they're releasing evidence, release it all right now. Let's see what really happened. This issue, this narrative of armed confrontation doesn't add up right now.
He was shot in the back, so that's why you're saying what they're saying happened, and the fact that he was shot in the back the family has given them reason for concern.
Absolutely, because we know that if there was more than an armed confrontation, we would have heard that. So this nebulous term of armed confrontation doesn't add up as to where Maurice was shot and what we hear witnesses saying Maurice was doing when he was shot.
Do you have an idea which direction you might go if, let's say, the video is released and it does show an armed confrontation?
Well, if it does show an armed confrontation, that certainly changes our tact as to what we're doing. Right now, we're here to really demand transparency. If the police department is going to try and be transparent by releasing evidence, well, then we want to see it all.
You know, I want to ask you about Maurice Granton because, you know, as somebody who does stories all the time, Rafer as well, you know, you cover these and then you find out they release this video of him having a gun. They also say that he was shot a couple of days before and that he refused to give any assistance to police to track down who had done that to him. And so, you know, are we talking about somebody who, you know, just was involved in something that we're not aware of, that police were aware of, that we don't know about?
Well, Anita, you bring up an issue which really belies the community. I mean, that's the tale of two cities that we have. People that don't want to talk, they have their own code of silence, so to speak, because they're afraid of police. I think those issues really are endemic to where we're talking about this happened. And it is an issue. It needs to be addressed, but it needs to be addressed from City Hall, from downtown. The people in the community can't fix the problem unless City Hall helps them fix the problem.
So would you like to see maybe laws or procedures put in place that even though COPA might take 60 days to release a video, that a family involved in that tragedy could look at that video sooner and make that just a sitting precedent across the board?
Well, there's no question that I agree with that statement, especially when the police, you know, took it on their own initiative to release evidence early. Absolutely.
All right, Anthony Romanucci, thank you so much for coming in today. We appreciate you explaining to us what it is that you're seeking.
Have a great morning.
You too.